been?
Oh, and Grant, after the wedding, be sure to ask my cousin Louise how her roses did at the garden show.
Okay. And how did cousin Louise's roses do at the garden show?
Third place. And the rest of the family is so bored hearing about it that she will love you forever for asking.
There's only one Quartermaine I want to love me forever.
Oh, she does, and she will. Oh, Grant, our wedding is going to be so beautiful.
Thanks to you. You've really put in a lot of time organizing it.
I enjoyed it. I want our wedding day to be perfect.
It will be.
Grant, do you realize that in just 5 days, I'm going to be Mrs. Grant Putnam?
Not quite. 5 days, 1 hour, and 25 minutes.
Grant, don't be so technical.
I can't help it. It's the doctor in me.
Grant, it's your day off. I don't even want you to think about being a doctor.
Oh, that's too bad. I was just going to work on my bedside manner.
Oh, well, in that case. Don't answer it.
I should. It's Stella's day off, too, remember?
Oh, I remember.
Hello.
I have to see you right away.
I'm not working today.
We are always working, Doctor. I'm at the hospital. Meet me here in 30 minutes.
Oh, there you are. Thought you were never going to get up.
Am I up?
What'd you say?
Why is it so bright in here?
Darling, it's a glorious morning. That's a very good imitation of a vampire, only you're not faking. What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I had a good time. That's all.
Lucky you.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I danced for the first time in 5 months. Not great, but it's okay for dance fever. I ate too much. I drank too much, and I guess all in all, what I recall, I had a fairly memorable evening with a wonderful lady.
A lady? I knew it. Oh, baby, you and Holly got back together.
It's the wrong lady. It was another lady. Oh.
Oh, you all right?
Of course.
Well, it's just that you hadn't been downstairs. I thought I'd better check.
You can come in if you want to.
What are you doing?
I'm just packing up a few things.
You going somewhere?
No, I'm spring cleaning. I suddenly realized I have a closet full of things that I don't need anymore.
Like hiking gear?
Especially hiking gear.
You sure?
Positive. I know what you're thinking, Robert. But like I told you, it is over with me and Luke.
You want to talk about what happened yesterday?
There's really no point in discussing it.
Look, I know how difficult it was for you to meet Luke. It's just that, well, if you need me now,
I appreciate that, but it's not necessary.
You know, it's not good to bottle these things up, Holly.
I think it's better not to analyze them to death.
Yeah, but I figured that, you know, if you had something, you might want to tell me.
I'm not keeping anything from you, Robert. I just don't want anything to get in the way of our happiness.
Neither do I. I'll see you downstairs.
I shouldn't be too long. And, Robert, thank you.
Feeling better?
Only from the nose up. My mouth still feels like she's camping in it.
Oh, Luke, I feel so bad. I mean, I'm the one who talked you into calling Holly to begin with. I feel like it's my fault you feel this way.
Oh, come on, baby. Nobody forced me to have a good time in Holly. Tiffany, I had a great time.
Oh, come on, who are you kidding? Look at you. I mean, what happened anyway?
Well, I had a talk with Holly, and we decided that it wouldn't work.
But why?
Excess baggage.
What's that supposed to mean?
That means too many memories, too many expectations. The important thing is it's over. Do you hear a buzzsaw?
Quit trying to change this subject, Luke. I feel like it's at least partly my fault because I talked you into calling her. Maybe it just wasn't the right time.
No, you stop that. If it's anybody's fault, it's mine. It's all my fault.
I'm not going to let you blame yourself just because you didn't contact us after the accident. I mean, if I can understand, it seems to me like Holly could.
She does understand it, Tiffany. She does. She understands, and she has plenty of reason not to.
Name one.
All right, let's face it, baby. What I did out of selfish, misguided, macho pride and out of stupidity, thinking that nothing would change back here if I didn't want it to change. Well, I was wrong. I mean, I can't expect people to just live their lives the way I want them to live their lives.
But, Luke, I mean, you did all of this out of concern for us.
And a little concern for my own wounded ego. I didn't want anybody to help me, and nobody did, so I got what I wanted. Perfect.
Well, you certainly didn't want Holly
To marry Robert. No, I didn't, but she did. So what? It's over. No big deal.
Just like that, huh?
Look, baby, from now on, I just want to know who I am and find out what I need in this life. And I can start with 2 things.
What's that?
Aspirin. You got any?
I've got tons.
Good. If they don't blow this headache away, we'll use dynamite.
I love you.
What?
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Oh, women. You're all talk. Give me a little proof.
All right, 2 aspirin coming up, babe.
Okay, make sure it's just aspirin, though, all right? I got to keep what's left of my brain together. I got a meeting with Brock later this afternoon.
Oh, you're going to talk about the Greenwood place?
Yeah. And I'm really anxious now to get started on the casino.
Ah, casino. Huh. I love gambling, especially when I win.
From now on, baby, everybody I know wins. Nobody loses.
Just call the hospital and say you can't come.
It's an emergency, Celia.
Well, can't they find another doctor?
Apparently not.
I see you so little as it is.
No, I'll get back as soon as I can.
When?
There's no way of telling.
Why does this always have to happen?
No. Just think of it as excellent practice for being a doctor's wife.
Oh, that's small comfort. There's so many things I wanted us to do today.
Well, just do them without me.
No, that would be impossible. I know. Why don't I come along with you?
I don't think that's a very good idea.
I love to watch you work.
Well, this could take hours. Besides, you were just telling me you still have things to take care of for the wedding.
You're right. All right, there are some things I should do. Which reminds me, have you decided yet on your best man?
Best man.
Oh, Grant, I can't believe you're leaving it to the last minute like this.
I'm sorry, Celia. To tell you the truth, I haven't even thought about it. Who do you suggest?
I don't know. Well, Holly is my matron of honor. It would probably be nice to have Robert as your best man.
I'm not really that close to Robert.
Monica's my attendant. Why don't you ask Alan? It would keep it in the family.
I'll think about it.
Grant, please do think about it. We don't have much time, you know.
I promise. I'll let you know tonight. I've got to go now.
Okay.
You, want me to come back same time next week, Miss Dearborn?
Excuse me?
My massage. Same time next week?
Yes. Just, tell the nurse at the front desk on your way out.
You ought to try one yourself.
What's that?
A massage. Well, you, seem a little uptight today.
Oh, sorry. I'm just, overworked. I may try that, though, however. So I'll see you next week. Come on, Grant.
Bobby?
What are you doing here?
Now, what kind of a greeting is that?
You're right. It's a lousy greeting. I'm sorry. Come in.
I need to talk to you about Gerald's security system. I got the police and fire reports back about the alarm going off the other day.
Oh, what's it say?
Well, they seem to be putting it down to a crossed wire somewhere.
It's not very specific.
Well, these things aren't easy to trace. From what they could make out, an electrical malfunction caused both the fire alarm and the security alarm to be set off.
Or one triggered off the other.
Yeah, that too.
You know what? This report is all a little too pat for me.
I agree. It does seem a bit suspicious. But on the other hand, I mean, the security system isn't 100% foolproof. It can go off by mistake sometimes.
And what about the fire alarm?
Could be kids playing a prank.
At the same time, though, it's all rather coincidental, don't you think?
Yep, it is.
All right, so why are you accepting this report?
Whoa, I'm not. I just want to be 100% sure we're not jumping to the wrong conclusion before we start our own investigation.
Yeah, all right. We have to keep a low profile, especially you.
Definitely. It would be unwise to draw unnecessary attention to myself.
All right, now look. Grant Putnam was near Gerald's office when that alarm went off. As I understand, he was one of the first people on the scene. I might have a chat to him and see what he knows.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Oh, go over to the university, poke about a little bit.
I thought I'm keeping a low profile.
Well, you're in charge of security. You have a valid reason to ask questions.
Oh, that's my Robbie, always on his toes. Age has brought you infinitely more wisdom.
And made you more tenacious.
Oh, come on. You'd be hurt if I stopped trying.
Just be careful.
Always. Look, this shouldn't take too long. Why don't we meet back here later on and compare notes?
Fine.
Hello, Connie.
Oh, Holly. Going on a trip.
No, just throwing out some clothes I don't need anymore.
Oh. Well, I wish I had time to do that myself.
Oh, you should, really. I feel so much better after clearing out the old and making room for the new.
It sounds like New Year's.
Doesn't it? Were you just leaving?
Yes.
Oh, shame. We've never had the chance to talk.
Well, maybe next time.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Well, bye.
Let me.
I'll see you later.
Don't grow too tall. Let me give you that.
Oh, no. I'll just leave it by the door here. The truck from the hospital thrift shop will be along later to pick it up.
My, aren't we full of spirits?
You know, I'm full of energy today, and seeing Connie has given me an idea.
Oh? You want to go blonde?
No, about work, actually. I'd love to get involved in your work again.
Well, you know, I've always valued your
I
opinion.
had so much fun tracking down the common elements of the four cities. And now that the city is Port Charles, well, it's going to be obviously exciting things happening here. And what do you think?
Look, you have a real talent for detective work.
So you'll let me help you?
Not this time.
But you said I had a talent.
This is different. This is top secret work, and any knowledge of it could be dangerous.
But who would know except you?
That's the whole point. I would never know. And I could never be sure. And there's no way I'm going to put your life in any kind of jeopardy.
Spoil sport.
Now look, Holly, this is for your own good. I mean it. You forget about everything that you know going on in this house between Connie and myself. And you especially forget about the fact that Connie is a WSB agent.
Well, I certainly wouldn't tell anybody that.
Good, because no one must ever know.
All right. Well, as far as Connie is concerned, she's just an old flame of yours and a good friend of both of us.
Good girl.
Hello? Holly, it's Celia.
How's the bride-to-be this morning?
Bored. Grant had his day off canceled, and I thought the next best thing would be to have lunch with you.
Well, I think I make an excellent second choice. How about in an hour at the Floating Room?
I knew I could count on you. See you then.
What took you so long?
I got here as quickly as I could, even though I'm not supposed to be here at all.
There are no days off when it comes to completing our assignment.
But doctors do have days off, and I'm supposed to be living a normal life.
And doctors have emergencies.
Yes, but you called, not the hospital. If you keep calling me when I'm not on hospital time, you're going to blow my cover.
I know what I can and cannot do, and one reason the party trained you as a doctor is so that you could be on call at all times.
Fine, I'm here. But once again, you've put me on the spot with Celia. We were in the middle of wedding plans.
I'm sure she can take care of that herself.
Yes, but I'm the groom, remember? And I'm supposed to be living as normal an existence as possible. That means having some involvement in my own wedding.
All right, you've made your point.
Good.
But grooms never do very much anyway.
A groom has to pick his best man. And I think I've found a perfect way to work that decision into our plans.
How's that?
I thought I'd ask Dr. Gerald. There's a certain kinship that develops when you ask someone to be the best man at your wedding, and I thought it might make him feel closer to me.
Congratulations, that's excellent thinking.
This assignment is just as important to me as it is to you, Natalie.
Which brings me to the reason why I called you here now. You must find a way to get a copy of Gerald's security key right away.
It isn't going to be easy.
No, I know, but Control is getting very anxious. And you and I must devise a way to get it from him very soon.
Holly, I don't see any point in being subtle. I'm absolutely dying to hear how you've resolved your triangle situation, have you?
Yes, I have.
That's it?
Well, there isn't really much more to say. Luke and I talked, and we've decided it's over between us.
Just like that?
Celia, I'm Robert's wife now, and that's all there is to it.
Well, are you happy with that decision?
Very.
Case closed, huh?
Right.
All right. Well, let's have a toast to wives, present and future.
How are your wedding plans coming along?
Oh, frantically. I can't believe the wedding's so close.
But Jimmy Lee isn't calling you anymore.
Yes, he is. As a matter of fact, he demanded a wedding invitation.
Oh, you're joking.
No, I wish I were. He just can't get it through his head that we're finished. I'm doing everything I can to keep him away from me. I don't want anything to mar my relationship with Grant now.
But you and Grant are fine.
Oh, Holly, I never believed I would be so much in love with someone. But now I can really sympathize with you.
How's that?
Well, with all this business with Jimmy Lee and all, I can see how difficult it is to keep your past affairs from affecting your current life.
Well, in my case, it won't be a problem. I don't anticipate having anything more to do with Luke.
Hey, nice thread, Spencer.
Hey, listen, pal, you want class, you got class.
You don't look the least bit hungover either.
What makes you say that?
Well, I dropped by the Rib last night for a quick one, and I caught your act. You're a real hotshot on the dance floor, you know that?
Oh, well, I didn't see it.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt. You look like you're doing very well by yourself.
I was.
So I noticed. I like your taste in women.
Yeah, look, DL, just to set the record straight,
Yeah.
I never mix business and pleasure, and right now my top priority is the job.
I already know that. That's right. You and I think the same when it comes to work.
Good. Should we get started? All right.
Terrific. Now, I suppose the first thing that you're going to want to know is your compensation.
Well, whatever's fair, as long as it's fair.
Okay. What would you say to 25%?
Of what, the gross?
I wouldn't give 25% of the gross to my mother. 25% of the net.
Oh, well, it might be a while before your mama sees the net.
Well, that's why I plan on giving you a very handsome salary. Just to start with, you understand. And it'll be enough to keep you in $500 suits and $100 neckties.
Sounds reasonable.
I suppose you're going to want some transportation.
Do I look like a man who wants to walk around town?
Okay, tonight you are going to have a very fine set of wheels. I think you're going to like it. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm with you so far. Sounds good.
Okay, I'll have Baldwin draw up the contracts. He's our lawyer.
Oh, great. Well, look, I think we should get started. We're over ready, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we have an awful lot of work ahead of us.
What, here? You don't want Baldwin to interrupt us, do you?
No, Baldwin is off for a day in court. He's got his sleeping secretary with him.
Good. I'm really not in the mood for your snide, childish annoyances.
Well, that's his problem. Oh, yeah, I rented myself an office right next door. And as soon as the carpenters knock down the wall, I'll be able to use the office. And Heather will serve as secretary to Baldwin and myself.
Heather? That girl turns up like a bad nickel every time you turn around.
Well, she's got the secretarial skills of a three-legged warthog. But the way I figure it, she's got Baldwin beat in the crafty department.
Yeah, well, they're made for each other. Can we change the subject? They make me nauseous. Look, DL, I need an office.
Well, I already thought of that. Your office is going to be right in the casino. I figured that you would want it right in the center of your operations.
Man, that's perfect. I really like to be where it's happening.
That's just what I figured.
All right. Look, I was looking over my copy of these, and it occurs to me that if we can knock this wall out, we're going to have double the room for the casino.
Knock that wall out. Well, that's going to set us back time-wise.
Not if we have a night and day crew.
That's precisely my thought.
Good. One other thing I was thinking about, the arches in there. I think if we leave them as they are, we're going to run into very little flack from the Preservation Society.
That's very good thinking.
Man, I hope you like my thinking from today until the day we open.
Good, because the casino has got to roll just as soon as the renovations are complete.
Oh, well, then I'd better start looking for people to work for us.
Well, you may run into a bit of a problem there because your office won't be ready for a couple of weeks.
Well, I can hold interviews at the apartment until it's ready. But I want the best, man. I want the best bartenders, the best dealers, everything.
Whoever you hire, that's strictly your business. Whatever happens now, as far as the casino goes, that is your baby.
Then you know what you must do.
Yes. Again, it's just a matter of timing.
Yes, timing is crucial to our next step.
Well, now, if we're all set, I'd like to leave. I want to give Dr. Gerald a call.
Well, I'm sure he'll be delighted to be his former student's best man.
Let's hope so.
Excuse me. Natalie Dearborn.
Are you free to talk?
Yes, just a minute. Grant, just a moment. There may be some instructions for you. Yes, Yuri, I was just speaking with Grant.
We have been considering the report you gave us regarding the new casino opening in Port Charles.
Do you agree that we can use Luke Spencer to our advantage now that he'll be running it?
Yes. In fact, we've decided it would be a good place to plant an operative.
We don't need any more operatives here in Port Charles. I'm perfectly capable of handling it my own way.
You will do as you are told. An operative will be sent.
Well, I've kept everything in order up to now.
I do not have time to argue. If you will remember, yours is not a cleared phone. Now listen. When the operative arrives, you will use your influence with this Luke Spencer. Make sure our man gets a job.
What sort of job?
Obviously, something in a casino.
Well, you're putting me in a very dangerous situation. How am I supposed to go in there and push Luke to hire...
Anyone home?
Am I interrupting anything here?
No, not at all.
Yes, Dr. Putnam and I will be discussing additional therapy later, and then I'll check in with you tomorrow, okay? Good. Bye-bye.
Natalie and I have just finished up our consultation anyway.
Yes, we had a bit of an emergency here, and Dr. Putnam was kind enough to come in on his day off.
Well, yeah, the nurse at the hub said you were here.
Not for long. I'm hoping to join Dr. Gerald for lunch.
Now, there's a coincidence. I've got a few questions about him. Won't take long.
What did you need to know?
Send us around that security system of his that went off the other day.
Hmm? What about it?
Well, as I understand it, you were one of the first on the scene when the alarm went off.
Yes, I was. Dr. Gerald had told me that the university had installed quite an elaborate security system, so when I heard an alarm coming from the direction of his office, I was afraid something might have happened to him. I've grown quite fond of my old teacher, you know.
I understand that you lecture at the university every now and then. Is that why you were there?
Yes.
And you could hear the alarm from the lecture hall?
Actually, I heard it from the men's room. I finished the lecture earlier, and that's why I was so close to Dr. Gerald's office.
I see. But you were on the scene pretty quickly.
Almost immediately.
Did you see or hear anything unusual?
The only thing I could hear, Robert, was the sound of that alarm going off. It makes quite a racket, you know.
Oh, it's supposed to. But did you see anyone acting strangely?
Yeah, everybody seemed to be running either towards the alarm or away from it. Seemed like a perfectly natural reaction. Natalie, what about you? Did you see or hear anything unusual?
You were there?
Yes, I was with Grant.
She was part of my lecture earlier, how we coordinate orthopedics and physiotherapy. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Yeah. My officer obviously hasn't done his homework.
Well, maybe you should hire a few more doctors on the force, Robert. We seem to do pretty good detective work, too.
Yeah, well, I'll do anything to get out of legwork. Natalie, could I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
If you're through with me, Robert, I'd kind of like to...
Sure, Mudge, you've been a great help.
Great. If I can help with any more problems, please, contact me at 22B Baker Street.
Right on, Sherlock.
Do you mind if I set up while we talk?
No, go right ahead.
Good, good. I've got a patient coming in very soon.
This won't take very long, as a matter of fact. Now, you were at the building on that day, right?
Yes, as Grant said, we had just finished our lecture.
Uh-huh. And you and Grant were together when the alarm went off?
No, I had just finished talking with Grant, and I was actually on my way out of the building.
Mm-hmm. You near Gerald's office?
Down the corridor a ways.
But you heard the alarm?
Oh, absolutely, I heard the alarm. It's very loud.
Did you go to Gerald's office after that?
No, I really wasn't sure what to do, and I assumed it was probably a fire alarm, and since I was leaving anyway, I thought it best to get out of the building.
Did you see or hear anything, Natalie, which, may have struck you as suspicious?
No, not really. I mean, there were a lot of people running around, and I just thought it best to get out of cross traffic and not get caught in that.
What did you do?
Well, I left.
But didn't you hang around to find out what had happened? Curious?
Well, I suppose I figured that if there were any emergencies, I would see them very quickly right here at General.
Yeah, I suppose.
Is anything wrong?
No, I don't think so. Probably just a student prank, but something I have to follow up on.
Oh, I understand. Absolutely.
Well, I'm sorry you couldn't be of more help.
Well,
anyway,
I
thank you
tried.
anyway.
Thank you.
Celia, what a pleasant surprise.
Dr. Gerald, it's so nice to see you. May I present my best friend, Holly Scorpio?
Oh, enchanted. My. So much beauty in one place, it's absolutely dazzling.
I told you he was a darling.
Dr. Gerald, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've read a lot about your work.
Scorpio, are you related to the police commissioner?
I'm his wife.
Of course. I've met him. Charming man. And very lucky, I might add.
Thank you.
So what brings you to this part of town, Doctor?
Your fiancé, as a matter of fact.
Oh?
He just called and asked me to have lunch with him.
Oh, well, I suppose he's done with his emergency work at the hospital then. Well, he should be arriving any minute. Holly, do you mind if we wait for him?
Of course not.
Holly and I were just leaving, but I think I'll wait just a little bit so that I can steal a kiss from my favorite doctor.
Oh, and here I've thought your favorite doctor was me.
Oh, well, my favorite physician, then. You're my favorite scientist.
Ah, Dr. Gerald, I see you found some pleasant company. Hello, Holly, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Well, I thought you were at home.
Well, Holly begged me to come out to lunch.
Well, we won't interrupt then. Shall we, Doctor?
Yes. Grant, you're a very lucky man. Celia is so charming, so vivacious. I'm very pleased for you, my friend.
Well, I'm very glad to hear you refer to me as your friend, Doctor, because that's exactly how I've come to feel about you. In fact, I've got a special reason for asking you to join me for lunch today.
Oh, and what is that?
I have a favor to ask.
What can I do?
I'd like you to be the best man at my wedding.
Best man? I don't know what to say. I'm touched. I really am.
You can say no if you want, Doctor.
No. I mean, yes. Yes, I would be honored to be your best man.
Believe me, Doctor, the honor is all mine.
We just wanted to say goodbye.
Oh, wonderful news, darling. Professor Gerald has agreed to be my best man.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, how wonderful. I just hope it won't be inconvenient for you, Grant, waiting till the last minute to ask.
Oh, not at all. In fact, I'm rather excited about it.
Yes. Dr. Gerald, would you mind if Grant walks me to the door? I'd like to give him a proper kiss.
Not at all.
Oh,
Right ahead.
I'll meet you outside.
I'll be right back, Doctor.
Grant, why on earth did you ask him? I mean, I suppose now we'll have to ask Alan and Robert to be ushers.
Well, I thought you'd be pleased, darling. After all, I've grown quite fond of him.
I'm just surprised, that's all.
Well, I thought it would make him feel good. He's a very lonely man with no family, and he's just arrived in Port Charles. I thought it might give him a sense of belonging.
Well, that's sweet, Grant.
And I thought your father would be very pleased to have a Nobel nominee in our wedding party. I know how you Quartermaines love to one-up each other.
You're so right. Well, as usual, you know what's best. Don't be long.